We all got absentee ballots, but we got evacuated right before the 2008 presidential election, so I accidentally disenfranchised 150 people. Then I came to CNN to cover the 2008 election. That luckily we still won. All of us won as the person who won, which was great. I wasn't allowed to share those views at CNN, obviously. And I had amazing mentors there, like Richard, who you'll hear from, and miraculously, in 3 years there, I did not fuck up on live international air once. So, of course, I had to leave. I went to Uganda to tell a story about a friend's social enterprise and ended up running into the African Children's Choir again 3 years after I had met them in New York City. So I made a film for CNN about the African Children's Choir, and it went incredibly well. I shot it. I was not a good photographer, but it looked beautiful. Everything went well. Richard's team mentored me, and the film did really, really well. And so I thought I was an amazing film producer, and I was 23 and I could do anything. So I quit my job at CNN to go make a real feature film about the African Children's Choir. The problem is that I raised $121,000 in a few weeks, and it was awesome, but during that same time I was having meetings with everyone I could about how do you actually make a movie. And right after I raised $121,000, I learned that I was accidentally making a glorified public service announcement because those checks were written to the choir, which would then fund the film. So I gave all of the money back. My husband helped me burn the checks. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. And I got CNN to hire me back. So out of all the fuck-ups I'm going to tell you tonight, this was by far the worst because I quit and I gave up on a really important dream. So I went back to CNN, and then, like I've mentioned, I have had amazing mentors my whole life. And the first person I mentored was this, Sydney Owens. She really followed in my footsteps at UVA, led every organization I led, and then moved to Africa after college. So while I was at CNN, Sydney was hella skiing in Telluride and died. And so it really shook me, and I realized I'm not invincible. Like, I'm gonna die one day, and I have this story in my heart that I haven't told that I feel like I really need to tell. So I quit again. But that's something I didn't regret. You can never regret quitting a man, just quitting your dream. So I got an amazing crew. We were filming the film. Everything was going great. We heard it was going to be snowing in Canada, and the kids were there. We would film for a few weeks, come home for a few weeks. For 2 years we did this. So we flew up to Canada to catch the kids' first snow, which you see right here. And you know, when it's snowing, it's freezing outside and really hot inside. We did this for 2 weeks straight, traveling all over Canada, New England, and New York City. And the kids were like, we have malaria. Well, they had the flu. We had the flu. My director of photography got pneumonia and got hospitalized. And it's really my fault because I worked them too hard. Then the film finally comes out. It's a miracle. We have picture lock. I've raised $1 million. We've spent it all. It's incredible. Color correction, sound design, it is locked and there's nothing you can do. Sony has it ready to come out on iTunes. And then my mom notices that one of my biggest donors who helped donate and raise over 1/10 of our budget, over $100,000, I spelled her name wrong. It's R-O-D-A-N-N-E. So it's like that forever. Finally, I think, all right, I'm done. 5 years of my life, the film is made. I overcame this fuck up of quitting, whatever, everything's better. Except that I think everyone in the whole wide world is gonna love the film as much as I do. So I buy enough shirts for the whole wide world. And necklaces, and posters, and DVDs. So, 2 years after the film has come out, and I've moved on with my life, every time I go into my basement, or my husband does, we see that I